This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace, world, and welcome everybody to Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I am your brand new tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie, what's on your mind, brother?
Echo. Oh man, we had some issues.
This has been a good morning here, pal. We've been trying to get these echo issues fixed for the Pod Squad, but unfortunately, we are going to have to just roll with it. Sometimes shit happens, and today is good shit, though, Meanie. I am so excited to be here with you as my first show co-host gig for the first time ever.
You're the official. Yeah, man. Yeah, new beginnings. What's that saying? New twist on an old favorite.
That's right.
As Lane Staley once said.
Good. Yeah, Alice in Chains. I like the reference. Excellent work, sir. Yeah, we had. I got yelled at by little Jimmy. Also, shout out to the Pod Squad for joining us today. We appreciate you accommodating our schedule here. I actually was playing some hold music. I played some CKY, and then I played some Aaliyah, and Jimmy, #Sorrison level, yelled at me. He was like, dude, play some Van Halen, bro. So I was like, fine. So I cranked Panama up. So hopefully everybody's happy with the hold music. But yeah, welcome, guys. Welcome to my very first episode. I got to say right off the bat, I am very excited to be here, to be doing this show with you all, officially full-time. I would be remiss not to thank Josh Chernoff for the opportunity to do this show and take over and fill his shoes. It's something that we've kind of talked about for a little bit. It's been kind of going on behind the scenes, a little inside baseball. But we're happy to announce it. We're happy to be here. And I'm happy to continue what you guys have been doing so wonderfully. And I'm very, very excited. So thank you all for the opportunity. I won't let you down. I'm excited to be new daddy, but we're ready to rock here. Meanie, how are you feeling, brother? How are things going over there in South Philly? How are you doing?
In the words of Brian Fantana, I am hungover. Had a few... as Dave LaGreca calls them, daddy sodas last night. I've been sitting on this case of Labatt Blue that Big Sal from the FBI gave me, which he bought as a rib. We did the Icons convention maybe 2 Saturdays ago, and it's like, dude, I am totally bringing a case of beer to see how bombed I can get little Guido. And, I guess the thing ended, Guido didn't drink all of them. So he's like, yeah, you're a Blue Meanie, have some Labatt Blue. So I was like, cool. So I was like, you know what? Well, I'll just sit on these gimmicks. And I was going to have them for the show that night. I wasn't wrestling. So I was like, I'll have a couple daddy sodas, during the show and I sold my merch. And it turned out, I didn't need to because every fan at the convention was kind enough to give me a beer. So I was like, oh, don't twist my arm. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Seriously, dude.
So I was home. We were home last night, and we've had a rough couple weeks here, with being sick. And I was like, fuck it, let's have a couple beers. So that was till 3 a.m. And then I was like, oh yeah, I have a podcast to record tomorrow.
Oh shit, I gotta do this.
Yeah. So 6 hours of sleep, which
attaboy.
Most people are like, oh, I only need 4. Well, good for you.
You know what, dude? I used to be that kind of guy, though. I used to be that kind of person that I could go like. I used to roll with some people here in Westchester, in Chester County, and we would party all night long. Like literally, I can recall one time, I guess it was like February of 2010. We were at my friend Jenna's place, and it was me and Bam and Chad Ginsburg, and we were all hanging out and drinking literally all night. And I was like, oh shit, it's 6:30. I have to go home and get ready for class. So we drove back to my dorm to grab my book bag, went out to breakfast, and they basically rolled me out of the Hummer to class. I stunk like booze and cigarettes, and I was like, there's absolutely no reason I should ever be here in class. Like, there's no reason I should be in public right now, right? I left the class, went home, slept for like 3 hours, got up, had my buddy take me back to Bam's house, and we partied again for like another, 12 hours. And I think back to those times, and I'm like, how did I survive? Like, how did my body physically handle those things? Because I can't even imagine doing that now. Like it's 9:30. I'm like, oh my God, I'm fucking exhausted,
It sounds like me leaving Bourbon Street and going right for the airport to fly home from a ECW show, a couple ECW weekends we did in New Orleans. Again, the culprit, Big Sal from the FBI, me and him went to Bourbon Street maybe after November 98. And we got hammered on hurricanes, the big fucking drinks they give you in the Aliens. And then we were like, oh yeah, we have to fly home. So, instead of going to the hotel and, getting a little cat nap, no, we went to the hotel, grabbed our bags, went to the airport. And this was like right around the time this one airline was on strike. I forget which one it was.
Right.
So they had to put us on another airline. And flying to New Orleans makes no sense because they fly from, like, I fly out of Philly. So I flew from Philly to Houston, which is an hour past New Orleans. And then you had to fly an hour back in the same direction to New Orleans instead of just flying directly to New Orleans. It's like, give me a parachute. I'll just jump the fuck out, We're flying over New Orleans so I can fly back to New Orleans. But yeah, dude, we went from Bourbon Street to the airport. They put me on the new airline. I had to fly to Houston, and I had a 6-hour layover in Houston.
God.
And I'm fucking bombed. And I was like, I could take a nap at the airport, but I don't want to oversleep and miss my flight. And then it's an even longer delay. And then I don't know if they really charged, fees back then. Like, back then you can like keep partial tickets and cash them in for future flights and stuff like that. And they nixed the shit out of that.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But, it just reminded me of that, Yeah, back in the day, I could probably do stuff for 4 hours and then that was like fucking 20 years ago.
Well, right. We were young men. We were in our early 20s, hanging out all night with unsavory characters, drinking our faces off and going. So it sounds like Sal. It sounds like Big Sal is the culprit of getting you drunk. Has there ever been a time where like he's gotten you guys shit faced and you've missed a flight or like anything has changed? Like, has there ever been an issue where he's like, or Little Guido? Like, did you guys fuck with Little Guido when he was drunk?
I never really went out and drank with Guido. I mean, not to say he doesn't drink, but fucking one time I went to hang out with Big Sal. Yeah, he had a like a flop house in Jersey. I wouldn't say a flop house, but him and a bunch of his boys. It was like straight out of Animal House.
Oh God.
But we went there and I stayed with him one night. We went to his local bar and drank beers, and we drank these drinks called Mind Erasers.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with those. I'm familiar. Yeah, holy shit, dude.
Yeah. So we drank all those. We went drinking, and then we went to the movies.
You went to the movies?
Yeah, we saw. We were like, oh, let's go to a movie.
Wait, hold on. You drank Mind Erasers and then went to the movies afterwards?
Oh yeah, yeah, it was horrible. Dude. We saw the movie. It was an urban legend, and I was like,
oh wow.
I don't know if this movie sucks or I'm just really drunk, and we were just being loud and obnoxious. We were just like, bah! We're like Robert De Niro and Cape Fear in the movie theater, like, and there's a couple in front of us, and you could tell the boyfriend wants to say something. The wife's like, don't turn around, don't say it. So the movie ends, the lights go up, and the guy stands up and goes, I would have liked the movie if y'all wouldn't. He turns and looks at us to see how big we are. And goes, oh, never mind, and walks. And then from that we went back to the bar.
Wow.
So yeah, but Mind Erasers, holy shit! Mind of the Meanie Erasers.
Yeah, I am vaguely. I remember them from. I don't even. That must be. Is that a Philly thing, or do they have them everywhere? Pod Squad. Let us know if you guys have ever had a mind eraser anywhere, because I know that that's a Philly thing, but I don't know if I've ever had that anywhere else, or even in Jersey. I remember one time I was in a party in Jersey, and you can get Everclear in Jersey, but you can't get it in Pennsylvania because it's too strong. And I remember my buddy standing at this bar, like at this house party in Jersey. I think it was in West Windsor, right? And this big jar or this big thing of Everclear with watermelon pieces in it, and he's just fucking throwing them back, right? Like just eating them like crazy. And I'm like, yo, man. I won't say his name here because I don't know if he wants me to tell the story. But like, I was like, yo, man, you gotta relax, bro. Like you can't eat too much. Oh, no, I'm fine, man. I drink this stuff all the time. You know, trying to show off. There's a bunch of girls and shit around him. So he starts eating more of them. And then he just like, I'm watching him and he's standing there and he just pukes on the floor. It was just like this projectile vomit on the floor. Is like, dude, I fucking told you to stop eating that stuff, right? But he was fine.
He looks like a party favor.
And now for my next party trick. No, but dude, I can't even hang like that anymore, man. Especially after like 3 kids, and you know, like 10 o'clock is like max for me. Like I said, I told you, like at my shoot job last night, I was up until 1 o'clock working on some financial stuff, and it's just like, oh my God. Which again, like, you know, I'm salary, so I have to do this stuff sometimes. But because I was, full disclosure, guys, and also I appreciate you guys being patient with me in the pod squad and being understanding. My voice is a little bit more raspy than I'm used to. Full disclosure, I'm waiting for my PCR test to come back. I don't know what's happening. Like I went to the urgent care over in Downingtown here, and I got the rapid test, which came back negative, but they took an X-ray because I was a little short of breath, and the doctor was like, oh, there's something on the X-ray. We're not sure what's going on. So I'm like, oh shit, that's terrifying. Like, what do you mean there's something on the X-ray? But it sounds like it was something with pneumonia. So I'm waiting for a couple of tests to come back there. I'm on some medication. So I'm feeling like I'm starting to, like, I guess, come out on the outswing of it, but it's just, it's been a rough couple of days. So my face is swollen because my sinuses are all fucked up, and it's been the shit. So I thank you for being patient and understanding with this. But dude, I can't hang and anywhere close to where I hung before. So it's just even thinking about it, like even having beers. Like I remember when a couple months ago, actually last year, I think it was, we went to my brother-in-law's house and they were giving me shots of Fireball, and I was hungover for 2 days. I had to call out of work. I was so hungover. I called my boss. I was like, bro, I can't make it, man. I'm sick. Like I got diarrhea real bad, and here I'm just fucking mad hungover, you know? So, it was, it's never a good thing, but I'm glad to see you're up and with us today as well. Man. As the pod squad is here. Schlichter, little Jimmy, Vanessa, everyone is joining us. I think Andrew Bailey is here at some point as well.
What up?
We're just rocking, man. So what else? What else has been happening, Meanie? What else has been going on?
That's the thing about wrestling, and maybe the thing that annoys Mrs. Meanie the most is like wrestling has taught me to just get up and go. Yeah. And just like if I have to be somewhere, the alarm goes off, I'm up and dressed and ready to get in the car within like 15 minutes. And she's like, most people need, well, let me wake up. Let me have my cup of coffee. I'm like, look, I'm ready to go now. Let's go. So I'm used to, doing a show, go to the hotel, catch a shower, catch a nap, lay out, before I even go to sleep, lay out all my clothes. So when the alarm goes off, I'm up, I'm dressed, I'm got my bags, I'm out the fucking door. And, excuse me with the sniffles there. I'm sure that sounds great at home. There's a whole different kind of sniffles. But yeah, man. Sorry to hear you're sick. I mean, we went through a little bit of a thing here too. Mrs. Meanie had the Rona.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah. And we went and got her like the rapid test. I came back fine. She got the Rona.
Oh, man.
But then I felt like shit because, well, not felt like shit, but I got my my booster shot, and with that, it's kind of like when you get a flu shot. They're injecting the flu into you,
right?
Right. To counteract. So which like I was like, I'm never getting a flu shot. They're just giving you the flu. But I got my booster, and yeah, there was little side effects from that. So she was down, I was down, and we're on the on the rebound from that. We're on the tail end.
That's good.
But yeah, but now it's like everybody I know is getting sick. And it's like it's scary. Some of my like my friends are like, "Yep, got it." It's like, oh man. So this normally we go out for New Year's. So, but I think this year we're gonna just like we had to cancel our Christmas.
Yeah.
We're supposed to go to Connecticut. I got canceled. So we we had a nice little Christmas to ourselves here at Casa DeMeanie, and then we'll do the same thing for New Year's. Have a nice little, just us, hang here in the Trey Meanie Studios, and have a nice little evening to ourselves.
That's we had to do the same thing. So we had to cancel Christmas because of the the spikes and the Omicron variant, and it's been like literally it feels like everybody I know has had it or has been tested because it's just getting worse. It really feels like heavy March 2020 vibes. Like it feels like the world is getting ready to shut back down. And I know like people get like weird when I say that stuff. And again, I know guys, I know the rules, we're not getting political or anything like that, but like this is the mind of the meanie and we talk about everything. So like this is a current event. So we're going to talk about it, right? It would be stupid not to talk about it, right? But anyway, I digress. It just feels like literally everyone is getting this variant. And there's basically, they've already said like, there's really nothing we can do to stop it. Like you're going to get it at some point. Almost everyone is going to have this particular variant. So it's just, you should just get vaccinated at this point. Like my oldest two or my boys, James and Daniel, they're supposed to go get their shots on Sunday. And we don't know if we're going to be able to take them because I'm sick. My wife is starting to get sick now. Daniel just got over something. Everybody tested negative. If you've never had to give an 8-year-old a rapid test at home, it's like one of the worst experiences of my life. Now, you don't have to go all the way up into your brain anymore, which is nice with the test. They only go into like the top part of your nostril here. And it tickles, but even still, like this is a traumatic event for this kid. Like he's never had to experience anything like this before. So it's really, really frustrating to see this like still continuing. But I know there's been talk about possibly like WWE going back to Thunderdome or even the Performance Center stuff. I know a lot of people shit on the Performance Center wrestling and they shit on the Thunderdome. What is because no one's sitting here listening to Mind of the Meanie for Adam's opinion. What's Meanie's opinion on the Thunderdome, on the Performance Center, even on WrestleMania 36? What's your opinion on all that at that time when we were getting that type of wrestling as someone who's a performer?
It was kind of my idea.
Really?
It's just fun. I tweeted out to the Thunderdome part with the video screens, because I tweeted it out to Tony Khan and Jericho. I was like, it'd be great if AEW just had a bunch of screens, with people on Zoom calls where we could watch and cheer and all that stuff. So there's some kind of crowd noise, not that faked, phony, piped in stuff. I tweeted that to AEW, and then WWE goes, oh, we're doing the Thunderdome, video screens, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, interesting. That era was, it was interesting at first, but it just got really hard to watch. AEW did a good job, with having, just guys hang out ringside just to make noise and keep it interesting that way. But, it's hard to watch when there's no fans, because sometimes I'll watch a match for the match, and sometimes I'll watch a match and watch the crowd to see how they're interacting and reacting to the match. So, I mean, if they go back to it, it's understandable, but it was really hard for me in that era to keep my interest to watch. And I felt bad for the performers, because as wrestlers, we're not actors. We are reactors. We react to what the crowd's given us, and we react accordingly. And, we base our performances on that. So if there's no crowd, you don't know, what's working, what's not working, what's the appropriate amount of time to sell. Because sometimes, you'll do something and you'll continue the spot based on how the crowd reacts. When they come up, you wait for that little part for them to come back down, and then you go into the next thing. It's just all based on crowd reaction. And so to go back to that, it's probably, it's definitely for the best, but it's going to be hard, to watch, and hopefully, we'll see where it goes, but it's hard.
Yeah, I think just reflecting on what you're saying, I think the person that I feel the worst for in the performance era timeline is probably Drew McIntyre.
Oh, same here, yeah.
I mean, that guy was in the climb of his life, right? The climb of his career, really, right? And don't get me wrong, he's still over his shit. I've mentioned this before, but we were in Pittsburgh at the first live show they did after fans officially came back, and Drew McIntyre was fucking over his shit, man. He got the second loudest pop next to John Cena. I mean, people love Drew McIntyre. And I feel like that was just one of those things where you just watch the videos, you watch the video, the packages and all that stuff, and you're just like, oh man, this was supposed to be his big crowning moment. And he was supposed to carry the company and be the guy. And, here he is in the Performance Center kicking Brock Lesnar in the face with nobody watching, and it sucks. You go back and think about it. But for me, I'm grateful that we even had wrestling at that time because everything was so weird. Everything was so strange. There was no real answers on anything. And here we have this entertainment. I do agree, though. I felt like the performance era stuff, or the Thunderdome stuff, got a little weird after a while, right? I felt like they relied way too heavy on overly done storylines. There was a lot of things the Lily storyline got weird, and the Fiend, and everything just took weird turns. And I don't know if that was just them trying to accommodate, because it's hey, we don't have fans. We got to do something, right? We have to come up with some kind of ideas for wrestling. We got to come up with some kind of ideas for our performers. But I felt like it was a little there were things that was just wow, this was really weird. I don't know if I would have done this. Would you,
yeah,
did you feel that way?
They would do a lot of pre-tape stuff. They would have guys do matches 3 or 4 times and piece matches together, and the air on TV, and to hop back to that Drew McIntyre point is what a soul crushing moment where that Royal Rumble. The reaction to him, eliminating Brock and then winning the Rumble, that crowd reaction,
oh my God,
was amazing.
Yeah,
and just to have him go to Mania, he did the thing where Brock did business and took a bunch of the kicks and on the rampway, and then leading up to Mania, and then all of a sudden, no crowd, no fans. WWE in the state of Florida played chicken for a little bit, just to see if they could do the show in Tampa. But then, hey, they moved it to the Performance Center, and he got to win his first world title in front of nobody.
Yeah,
that's so. It's almost indie-rific. It's wrestling on the indie show where there's 30 people and you win your wrestling belt, but it's just happens to be the biggest belt in the world, the WWE, world belt. So that was really sad. I felt for Drew because think of everything he went through. He went to the WWE. He was the anointed one by Vince McMahon. Then he got saddled with 3-man band, which wasn't the talent's fault. They just got saddled with that. And then, they get released and he comes back. He goes out in the Indies, kills it. Yep. Looks amazing. Works his ass off, comes back. He looks like a fucking Superman villain. He's jacked. He's got the black hair, the black beard. He looks amazing. And he gets over like a motherfucker. Yeah. For lack of better words. He was over as a motherfucker. And then the pandemic, they had to rush. He was on a film shoot over overseas doing stuff for WrestleMania, and they had to rush him back over to the States to make sure he can come back before that country shut down. He had to shelter in place, and he got back and just in time to win the belt in front of nobody, which is horrible situation.
It feels weird. Like I watched it back. Like I somebody tweeted something the other day about WrestleMania 36 is just never going to get any love, and I disagree. I feel like at some point wrestling fans,
did see that too.
Some point I think wrestling fans will go back and give that event the appreciation it deserves. I think it's a little too new and it's a little too like still the wounds are still healing to a certain extent, right? Because everybody just it's weird, right? Like it's fucking weird. And it's like I'm glad that they acknowledged how weird it was too. It's like, yeah, this is fucking weird. This is not what we wanted. This is not what we planned. But hey, we're here. Everybody's safe. We're gonna have a great time and we're gonna do what we always do. You know, it's fucking cool. And I don't know, man. It feels really like unfortunate for him, you know, but he made the best of it. He did a great job. So I have two questions or actually three questions to splinter off of that. Did you prefer the Performance Center matches and events, or did you prefer the Thunderdome? Like overall, right? Like if we're looking at it as a full picture, which segment did you prefer out of the two? That you would say, like, yeah, this you could point to and be like, yeah, I would probably watch this again and go back.
I mean, it was all hard.
Yeah.
I guess with the Thunderdome, when they start doing the with the video screens and stuff like that, because sometimes a lot more news stories came out of what this person or that person were doing on their video screen from home at the phone, And when I pitched the idea of it's funny. I was like, oh yeah, I pitched the idea of the Thunderdome without calling it the Thunderdome. I was like, yeah, it'd be great to. I have to bring that tweet up or somewhere. It's still out there.
Pod Squad, if you can find it, send it to me in a message, and I will post it, and I will give you credit.
It's cool. I said, it'd be great if they did this, and people were like, oh yeah, people just moon the camera or whatever. It's like. Right, and then they get it wound up everything people said they would do wound up just being just as silly, just. But it is what it is. Who was the wrestler from? Wasn't there a wrestler from another promotion that got into the Thunderdome on TV screen? I forget what it was.
I can't remember that, but I know that somebody put a picture of Chris Benoit on one of the screens as well.
Yeah,
and that was just like,
rough.
Guys.
Yeah.
Please don't do this, guys. Don't do this. No. That's not the right move. But
right. But if I had to, if it was A, Thunderdome, B, Performance Center, I would go C, none of the above.
Fair enough.
It was just hard to watch.
Now, you mentioned that Drew was the anointed one, and I know recently they've been doing the same thing with Austin Theory. Sort of this Vince's chosen guy. What do you think about that angle? What's your opinion on Austin Theory's push with Vince McMahon? What are your thoughts on that?
He's a talented guy, very charismatic, looks great. Hopefully they do it. It's being I like it. I enjoy it. But hopefully it doesn't negatively affect him to where either on camera or behind the scenes as well. But in this day and age, I don't know if any of the boys would be like, look, why is he getting all the TV time with Vince and all that stuff? The boys could be weird, like, oh, look at you getting all the TV time with Vince, and the ribbing starts. But hopefully it doesn't end up being a thing where it flops. Hopefully it's done in a way to hold on. Let me kill that alarm.
Meanie, take your pills. Thank you, Conrad.
Yeah. Gotta take my take the blue pill. Not that blue pill.
Yeah, they're not sponsoring us yet.
No. Hopefully it doesn't become like this anchor where, like, if he breaks off from the angle, that's all he's remembered for. Hopefully it's a jumping off point into something larger. You know what I'm saying? Where, he's getting the Vince rub And then, it goes on to bigger and better things where if he breaks off, this angle with Vince, hopefully it doesn't end up to people, resenting him in some way, which it's a weird thing that happens. You see, an angle go a different way and people just either lose interest or, the boys resent him or stuff like that. But I don't know the nature of the locker room now, so I don't know if they're big, ribbers or resenters or stuff like that. But, we'll see where it goes. I mean, guy's definitely talented.
Right.
I'm a little weird with the name, Austin Theory.
Yeah. It's like Braun Breaker. I'm not really sure I'm into this, but
it's just I wish they could have just like rebooted the name. It doesn't like really hit,
Yeah.
It's like you get a guy's name and you go, imagine that on a poster. Does it jump out at you?
Right.
And it sounds like a name of a band. It's where are you going? I'm going down to TLA. Oh, who's playing? Austin Theory. Yeah.
They're opening for Breaking Benjamin. Yeah.
Yeah. My theory is I'm going to drink some beer. So hopefully, yeah. I'm not shitting on them, but
right. No,
I'm not shitting on the name, but like I wish there was a different name.
Now there were 4 champions this year since this is the first episode of 2022. We are now in 2022. So Pod Squad, Happy New Year and so forth.
Yeah, we should say that, right?
We should probably say that, right? Because it's 2022 now. We are out of 2021, which we'll talk about that in a second. Let's jump back to that in a second. But I will.
We're only 30 minutes into the episode before we wish everybody happy
32
New
minutes
Year.
and 3, 4, 5 seconds. It's fine, guys. Everything is fine. I promise I have it under control. Please don't tune out. But there were 4 WWE champions last year. There was Drew McIntyre. There was The Miz. There was Bobby Lashley. And there was Big E. Who was Meanie's favorite WWE champion last year?
What were the choices?
Thanks for asking, Meanie. I appreciate you. I'll run it back. Drew McIntyre, The Miz, Bobby Lashley, and Big E. Who do you think had the title run of the year last year?
It had to be Drew with Bobby Lashley in the close second. It's weird, how sometimes a championship belt looks like it was made specifically for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And that WWE World title looks like it was specifically made for Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley.
Agreed.
Like when they wore the belt, it looked like it was just a natural fit for them. Like, okay, they were meant to wear this belt. It's kind of like when WWE went away from the Winged Eagle to the Big Eagle. I hated the Big Eagle belt until Triple H wore the belt. And then I was like, that belt looks like it was made for Triple H, Yeah. So when favorite title runs of last year, I would have to from a personal standpoint, Drew McIntyre, because I know Drew, I like Drew. I love his, and sometimes it's easy to, fall in love with a wrestler just knowing their story arc. And he had an amazing story arc, the ups and downs. It's not the, to see how somebody, reacts to adversity.
Right.
The adversity of getting saddled with a gimmick that didn't really work, getting released, coming back, and just coming back bigger and better than ever. With WWE and all the releases going on now and stuff like that, people think it's, if you're a young talent, you're like, oh my God, this is the end of the world. This is the end of my life. No. It's just a different chapter. And, just to know Drew came back, and not only did he come back with a vengeance, he came back and became a world champion. I was heavily invested in Drew, not only as a person, but as a performer. And that title reign was great. I wish he could have, got another. Hopefully he gets another run in front of people. Just only see that was only be the right thing to do. I think he's championship material anyway. I think he's definitely got another run in him. You know, it's just up to the people in power, so to speak. But big fan of Drew. Bobby Lashley coming in second. A close second.
Yes, I got to agree. I really enjoyed Bobby Lashley. I feel like they portrayed him well as just an ass-kicking machine, right? Like just a monster heel running through. He is. I mean, he's just a giant fucking guy running through the roster, crushing everybody in his path. I thought he did an incredible job. And then Drew is just, like you said, he's the comeback story. I feel like, and I've said that, I know we've talked about this before too, but I still feel like there's going to be another Drew and Brock match in front of people, but I think it's going to be for the Universal title. I really feel like that's Drew's next step. I don't necessarily know if he's going to dethrone Roman Reigns as far as with the title picture. But I think that's going to be coming at some point because I don't know, if the Rock is coming back. I don't necessarily know if the Universal title should be involved in that. It doesn't, for me, it doesn't make any sense, right? Do you think, like The Rock, from a booking standpoint, right? The Rock doesn't need that title, right? What do you think?
Yeah, the Rock is an attraction. Could he be a world champion? Absolutely. He's been a world champion. But, where he is in his life now in his career, does he need to win a belt? No. He is his own attraction. Like the world title is an attraction on the belt because that's the draw. In most people's minds. The draw would be just The Rock himself coming back. I don't know if he's coming back. With Mania being in Hollywood after the one in Texas,
right?
I could see him coming back to that. But the way they say things are going with the ticket sales for WrestleMania, I don't know if they would push that to the from the back burner to the front burner, so to speak, just to say, hey, it's a good thing. As Jim Cornette would say, sometimes you need a stadium for a match, or in this case, they need a match for the stadium, to fill the. Sometimes a match is so big it can't be contained in a smaller arena. Right. You have to get it to a bigger building.
Right.
And now that, WWE's painting themselves in the thing where they're just running stadiums for Mania, they need a match to hopefully fill those, those stadiums that, they have to book every year now.
Yeah.
So
they have to outdo themselves. Yeah. And Meanie, it's wild. Like, I appreciate you giving me that context for 2021, but guess what?
What?
2022 is here, and the last thing you want is to be going into 2022 being the guy with pubes, getting in the way of your best year yet. Look,
who left the curly on the soap?
2021 sucked. We all know that, and that's why Manscaped is making a splash and upping your grooming game. The signature Lawnmower 4.0 is here to take down every pube in its path. They engineered the ultimate groin and body trimmer by focusing on intelligent functionality and incredible comfort. With their grooming experience, their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology, and it's even waterproof. You can do it in the shower. This tool is amazing, and I am confident using the 4.0 to leave 2021 and my gross pubes with it. You know what else I'm confident about? Smelling like $1 million, Meanie. You may be asking how I did this and how I'm so happy. I use the Manscaped Refined Cologne with the same signature scent that's in all of Manscaped's formulas, a great complement to your collection. Go to manscaped.com right now. Use promo code Meanie20 and get 20% off of your order at Manscaped. I'm all in on confidence this year and smelling good, Meanie. How about you?
Hey, man, it's a new year being new you. With Manscaped, Hey, I'm a big fan of the products. They send us a great care package. Big fan of the body wash, big fan of the shampoo. Like I said before, with the foot spray.
Yeah.
Nothing like, better than, taking a nice hot shower and going to bed and spraying down spray the dogs down with some of their, the Manscaped foot spray. So, and I'm getting to that age right now where I'm starting to get into Abe Vigoda territory with the ear and nose hairs. You gotta get the the trimmer there and clean up and be presentable when you go out in public. So Manscape has been doing a great job of making me presentable.
And that's what it's all about, Meanie. Going into 2022, being presentable. It's about being clean, feeling and smelling good. Their new Ultra Premium Body Wash solves all three of those problems for the perfect addition to your daily grooming routine. But in the shower, I shower every day. I know Meanie showers mostly every day when he has the time to. He's a busy guy. But when he showers, he uses the new Ultra Premium Body Wash from Manscaped. Don't forget to go to manscaped.com right now. Use promo code MEANIE20. Get yourself 20% off of your purchase. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using promo code MEANIE20. Happy New Year to your balls and Meanie. Happy New Year to us. We are officially in 2022 territory.
Yes, sir.
I was promised that 2021 was going to be better than 2022. And this is how I felt. Because that is not accurate at all. I feel like 2022, or I feel like 2021 rather, was just as dog shit as 2020 with all the things that we have going on.
Hopefully it's not a fart that follows through.
Yes.
In 2022. Yeah, man. You can only hope. With the hopefully we don't have to go into another lockdown. Hopefully we can be responsible, get this thing under control, and hopefully things get better. I hope that for you. I hope that for the Pod Squad. I hope that for myself. That in 2022 we see amazing things.
Yeah.
I'm not really a New Year's resolution kind of person, because people make New Year's resolutions and they break them within the first couple days. I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna be more patient.
Yeah.
You're yelling, "Hurry the fuck up!" At the guy in the car in front of you.
Yeah.
I promise no more road rage. People are like, "Meanie, you're so nice." I was like, "Yeah, you haven't seen me behind the wheel of a car."
Yeah.
You try. I try to be better. I'm definitely a different person than I was when I was younger. Mentally. But I things that used to infuriate me. Even 5 or 6 years ago, I'm like, yeah, okay, you win. Let me get on with my day. Whatever you think. Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. 2 and 2 is 5. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Just
honestly, dude.
Yeah.
It's
it sounds like a cop out. Sounds like you're. I don't see. I see people who love to debate and argue. I'm just like, man, I do not have the fucking time or energy for any of that shit. It's like you go to a comment section, or you follow a Twitter feed. It's like comment sections are made for people who are just mad at their life and they have to take it out on somebody else and stuff like that. But maybe that'll be my New Year's resolution. Don't follow certain Twitter feeds, or don't go to the comment sections of certain things, and just don't get sucked in to the bullshit. Just find your happy space. Weed out the nonsense, and just go about stay in your lane, do your own thing, and just block out the noise. Because like Tom Petty said, "You're jamming me, man. You're jamming me." And that who would thought that song would be so prophetic? He went through a newspaper and just listed off all these things and saying it's like sensory overload.
Yeah,
and that's what happens a lot. And that's a little bit of a thing that I'm trying to be better at, is blocking out the thing. Because everything's a distraction, and there's certain people who would love to keep people distracted while they're doing, hey, look over here, look, while they're doing something over there. So just in this new year, I'm just, trying to do what I've been doing for the last couple of years, just to be the best me, try to treat people well as they allow you to treat them. And just, overall, just keep a stress-free diet.
I'm also trying to not be so rageful in my car.
It's hard.
It's tough, man, because people are fucking stupid. But no, I have to agree with you, man. I have found myself recently just like I never engage in a nasty way with anybody on Twitter, right? I have my opinions. I say what I think, and I don't censor myself or anything like that. Like I don't say anything inappropriate, but like I don't censor myself, right? But I never engage with trolls. I never engage with people who are like, they just say dumb shit to say dumb shit. I usually will come back with something, very like conversationally. And I try to diffuse it pretty quickly, but I don't have time for it, man. I don't have time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the bandwidth to.
That's a great word.
I don't have the bandwidth to stress about it and engage with these people who have no other purpose but to just troll you. The fuck do I care? I don't care. Go ahead and be miserable. If that's how you want to be and that's how you want to live your life, then bro, just fucking do it. I don't care. So yeah, no,
I'll be over
I completely
here.
Agree. What's that?
It's like, you be over there, I'll be over here.
Exactly. Yep. Find your own space, man. I'm not a resolution guy either. I don't believe in it. I think it's, I usually if I make a resolution, I don't hold to it. So I'm just going to try to enjoy the year more. I have another baby on the way in 2022. We're, settling in here in Downingtown again. I'm just going to try to enjoy my life and keep moving where I'm at. But why don't we, because that's actually the resolution question is from Pod Squad member Jeffrey Mitchell, who asked what our resolutions were this year. So you know what, Meanie? Let's get into Ask Meanie.
I would love to. Ask me something.
I hit the Law and Order theme by accident. I fat fingered it. Get a little extra sizzle on that one today. All right. Don't forget.
For some reason, I thought it sounded like a car pulling out, or like because we were just talking about road rage. I thought you hit like a squealing tire sound.
I wish I could be Fred. I wish I could be Fred Norris. I could have like 16,000 buttons to hit at any given time.
He was amazing.
Fred Norris is the king of the soundboards. He is incredible. Yes. Let's try that. Ask Meanie anything one more time.
It's time to ask Meanie anything. Ask me something.
All right, there we go. All right, don't forget, guys, if you want to ask Meanie something next week, use the hashtag @Meanie and tweet us @MindOfTheMeanie. You can also tweet Meanie @Blue Meanie, BWO, and then myself @ThisIsGoober. Eslo, whose handle is Eslo Rollins, asked Meanie, who are the top 5 drinkers from the ECW locker room?
Oh, jeez. Well, it would have to be, Sandman, of course.
I feel like he would be at the top of the list, right?
Yeah. I mean, he walked in with a case of beer.
Yeah.
After going to the bar and drinking like maybe 4 or 5 Long Island iced teas. Like I've seen him order a Long Island iced tea and just, he did the John Belushi in Animal House when he chugs the. But with Long Island iced tea,
right.
Like that was his drink. I don't know, but he would walk in with a case of beer.
Wow.
Drinkers. Little Guido could throw him down. He's pretty. He's got stamina when it comes to the bar scene. That's the thing. Like that was the best thing about. The best thing about an ECW show is the after activities where you go to the Travelodge, the Cylinder of Sin, and every fan would just load up their room with beer. Like they throw a bunch of ice in a bathtub, throw a couple cases of beer in the tub, and you could walk down the hall and like if a door was like somebody put the deadbolt in where you could just push the door and you just walk into some random guy's room and they go, Meanie! There's beers in the tub,
That's crazy.
Yeah. It'd be, I'd be there, Tommy Rich, Fonzie, just guys just hanging out, just, number one, Sandman, of course. It wasn't a gimmick. Interesting note. Point of note, though, Sandman didn't drink during the week. He only drank on when he was on wrestling weekends and stuff like that. So,
interesting. Any particular reason why? I guess he's trying to save his body for performance.
I don't know. But like during the week, he was just normal Joe Schmo. But on the weekends, I don't want to kill his gimmick either. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, he did. He wasn't like a whole week. I'm sure he might have had a couple cocktails, but for the most part, he's pretty straight during the week. But when it came to Friday and Saturday and Sunday to do shows,
that's great, man.
It would be Sandman,
we have Sandman,
Guido, everybody else fighting for second and third place. Because we all drank. It just
right. But you would say
we were too inebriated. I was too inebriated to take notes.
So we would say let's answer Eslo's question with just the Sandman as 1 through 5. Everybody else was fighting for that sixth position. Marie Shadows asked, "What's that?"
Sandman drank more beers to the ring than most people do during the normal course of a week.
Oh, wow. That's crazy, man. I can't even imagine chugging all those beers and then having to go do a move set in the ring. I'm feeling nauseous right now. When
I tagged with Sandman once on an indie show, and we did the whole drink a beer thing, and I took a bump, and just the fucking foam from the beer started coming back up. I was like, and I was like, I stalled. I told the referee to give me a field sobriety test. The referee made me do the field sobriety test, before I continued the match.
Oh, that's funny, man. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Marie Shadows asked, what was your go-to meal while you traveled on the road?
Whatever was convenient, especially in WWE, when you get out of the arena, you get out of the building, everything's closed.
Yeah.
Normally you'd find maybe a Denny's or something like that. During the day you could pretty much have your pick of the litter. If it was a house show day and you'd have to be at the building till 5 or 6, you could basically do whatever you wanted. But especially after a show, it's find a Denny's, and then you always get into the habit of ordering the same thing.
Yeah,
I go to Denny's, have a moons over my hammy. It's just it's like that scene in Wayne's World when they go to the thing, and the waitress goes, "Aren't you guys tired of eating the same thing every time?" And they all at the same time go, "No."
It's true. You stick with what works,
into the habit of doing. Yeah, you get into the habit of doing the same, and then it wasn't until later on, I found, the beauty of Waffle House.
Yeah, yeah.
Where you can go there and just have a decent meal. A lot of the guys would get, chicken breast and a shitload of egg whites. But meal on the road, after a show, it would probably be Denny's or Waffle House. Before a show, maybe a Texas Roadhouse, wherever that place where they give out the peanuts. I've seen guys, as a rib, just walk out with the whole bucket. I'll be taking these.
I'm gonna thank you for your contribution.
Yes.
Friend of the show, Candace Cordelia asked, "What's a dream match that you and Adam would like to see become a reality in 2022?"
How about Kenny Omega versus Roman Reigns?
Yes,
just to quell the whole internet. Wrestling community.
To quell the IWC. Yes, I would say that would be my answer as well. Roman Reigns versus Kenny Omega, title against title, but it's going to be I don't know if it would necessarily be a Dusty finish, but it would have to be like a Danielson Page finish where it's just a time draw, right?
Yeah.
Because neither company's going to want to give an inch or a mile on that. I know who I would want to see win that match. Well, okay, let's spin off of Candace's question here. Who would you want to see win that match? Roman Reigns or Kenny Omega?
How about 2 out of 3 falls?
All right.
You know,
Yeah.
Roman wins one, Kenny wins one,
And then they go to a
and
draw.
then the third, and then they go to a draw on or they do the thing where both shoulders are down on the third fall.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Or you get the Elite, and you get the Uso, the Bloodline to come in, and there's a schmaz ending. You know what I mean? You get Bobby Lashley in there for no reason. You know, like you do a schmaz. I don't ever foresee that door being kicked open, at least while Vince is still in the reins. We've talked about this in depth before, which you can listen to at the archive at mindofthemeanie.com. There isn't really a big thing, there isn't really a reason for WWE to engage right now with AEW in a way that's going to be beneficial for anyone, for them really. It might be beneficial for AEW, but I don't know if it's, it's probably the same reason why Chris Jericho was able to do the Broken Skull session with Stone Cold. It was like, yeah, go ahead. What does Vince care?
Vince, and I'm not saying anything about AEW. Vince doesn't see them as a threat.
Right. This isn't a knock at AEW. We're talking, basically stating the obvious. I mean, he doesn't see them as a threat.
Knowing Vince's mindset, and you know what, ratings could be down, and folks are asking for the releases, getting the releases. It doesn't phase. I'm sure it doesn't phase them. There's a quote that just came out, where Vince is like, sometimes you gotta eat shit and learn to love the taste of it.
Yeah.
And I swear, I'm not saying this, to be funny, but I think he's letting half these people go just so they can go to AEW. And, so AEW has to spend more money than they were anticipating. It's got to be a rib, just welcome to the wrestling business, pal.
Yep.
You want to pay this talent? Pay all these guys,
There you go. Here's your choice. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's good for the wrestling fans, but, eventually AEW cannot, become Noah's Ark.
Right.
Where people go to, where eventually AEW is going to have to start, worrying about their budget, and eventually they're going to have to let people go.
It's the reality of their business, especially like with the ratings. Everybody, and I talked about this on last week's Foundation Radio, but everybody talks about this key demo idea, but they haven't really mastered the formula to continue to engage ratings, quote unquote ratings, in a way that's been beneficial for them to grow their product. Right. And again, this is not a knock on AEW. I'm not talking shit or anything like that. I'm just looking at the facts and giving analysis, right? Every week they seem to dip in the ratings, and it's like, well, why are they not able to make this calculus work, right? Like, what part of the formula do they need to engage or fix in order to continue to get the fans back or to get people watching? And if they don't do that and they can't engage going forward, their bottom line is not going to be as I guess robust as it could be. And eventually you got to start making some hard business decisions. Am I going to continue to pay this talent that we're only using on AEW Dark and we're only using once every 2 months? Or am I going to funnel it towards, whatever we're going to need to keep us afloat? I mean, that's business, right? I'm sure WCW went through that. I'm sure Paul Heyman went through that with ECW. Like, everybody goes through that. Ring of Honor, just basically they're rebooting now, right? It's a reality of the business. If you're not bringing people in and you're not creating that revenue, that return on investment, you got to start making hard decisions at some point. And it's coming soon. Like, I can't imagine it's going to be for another year. This is their 4th year in business. It's only going to be a little bit longer, but I digress. Let's get back into, did you have a follow-up on that?
Yeah. The add on to that, it's like, it's great to have the hardcore fans. The hardcore fans will always be there, though. They will always watch. You got to get the casual viewer, the guy flipping through the channel and goes, oh, what's this? And have them come aboard and stay on board. Yeah. Because we all know that guy goes, yeah, I watched, WWE during the Attitude Era. Yeah, I watched during the Hogan era, and then I kind of fell off. We all know those, we've always met those people. It's the, I was always the hardcore fan. I was the guy who's going to watch no matter what. Right. I could put on pro wrestling in the background as like, my magic whoopee. to keep me, to keep me comfortable mentally. I could put it on and, as background noise. You gotta get those people who are just flipping the channels and go, "Oh man, what's this? I gotta get on with this. What's going on here?" And they dive in. That's when you know you're doing good business.
You got to keep people entertained. You got to keep people being drawn in, and it's great. Like I said, and I said this before. It's great that CM Punk is on back in wrestling. It's fantastic that Brian Danielson is doing stuff now again with a different company. It's awesome. But is it moving the needle?
There's no better than
They also have Blue Meanie, which I mean, you can't really get better than that.
Yeah, there's no bigger advocate for what we're talking about than Eric Bischoff,
right?
And I mean, he would know.
Yeah.
But his era of wrestling, and that's the thing. I hate when they were, the Wednesday Night War. It wasn't a war.
No.
It was a war back in the 90s when they were doing whole numbers, 8.0s and stuff like that. People are just fighting over fractions now. Where they did a 0.5, really?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Back in
0.5? Yeah.
Back in the Attitude Era, they were doing 8.5s, and stuff like that. Yeah. So. Yeah, like Roma came out with the Move the Needle shirt, which is great. So,
I mean, I love that, but I also agree that like this idea of a Wednesday night war was something that essentially came out of the IWC, who wanted to. Yeah. And I don't use it as a pejorative term, right? I just use it because it's the collective of people on Twitter and other wrestling media who wanted to see something that wasn't there. We're talking about a brand new company competing with a developmental portion of WWE that's on an off night on Wednesday, right? Let's call it what it is. And that's not a knock. That's not being facetious. That's just being real, right? And Eric talks about this in depth on 83 Weeks, friends of the show, 83 Weeks. But it's also like it's
friend of Little Jimmy from Nebraska.
What's that? Best friend of Little Jimmy from Nebraska. Lauren's going to unfollow me now, but it's not a war. It wasn't a war. It wasn't what you thought it was, and I hope that AEW gets it right, because I think competition is good for business, and I also think, and I'll leave it at this point because again, no one's listening to the show to listen to me; they're listening for Meanie. But what I think is we are in.
That's debatable.
What's that?
That's debatable.
I think we're in prime position for a third major wrestling organization at some point coming up, whether or not MLW gets a rocket lit under its ass and becomes the next big promotion. If they get the infrastructure together and it takes off, I think we're in prime, because there's so much. We are in a time right now where there is so much talent available. The talent pool is massive. And I think it could happen. And let's go back to these questions here, Meanie. Ringside Rant, friend of the show, Ringside Rant, asked, pick one of these TV series and cast wrestlers as the main characters. So here are our choices: The Office, Cheers, The Sopranos, and Seinfeld.
Well, for Cheers, I would be Norm.
Absolutely. That was my first thought. Meanie's Norm.
Because, I'm the Norm of McCuskers. My favorite bar in the world, McCuskers.
Well, let's stick with Cheers then. Let's stick with that. So who would be Sam Malone? I guess that would be Roman Reigns, right?
Sam.
Or who would it be? Would Sam Malone, would that be Kenny Omega?
Sam, he was the ex-jock.
Yeah.
He was a baseball pitcher. Yeah, a lot of people forget his background. He was he pitched for the Boston Red Sox, I believe.
True.
Sam Malone.
Mayday Malone. Yep.
Mayday Malone. So you would have to maybe get like a former wrestler, a guy who's maybe retired from wrestling.
Ooh.
Man, who is it? Who is the perfect retired wrestler that would start or open a bar? I can't talk today. I'm sorry.
Maybe Maven.
Would
Maven be a good choice?
Raven, though?
No, not Raven. Maven.
Oh, Maven. Ooh, I don't know. I'm trying to talk my way through this. Fuck it, Sandman.
That's actually not a bad idea. That's
because he actually owned a bar at one point.
Oh, that's crazy.
If you drive down 95 and from Philly to Delaware, and there's like this little turnoff. I want to say it's 695, where it loops around and then it brings you back to 95. There's still a billboard for Hack's Sports Bar, which
oh, that's right. He was hardcore Hack. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Well, that's just as everybody. That's why people call him in real life. That was his nickname, Hack.
Right.
I don't know where it stems from, but he opened up a bar called Hack's Sports Bar, and the billboard. I guess he sold it to somebody, but he had a bar in the front, and then there was a wrestling ring in the back. Where he I guess he was, running a wrestling school, but since he already owned a bar,
might as well be him.
He could be Sam Malone. I could be Norm.
Yeah. I think the hardest casting though for this would be Frasier. I'm trying to think who could be. No, I know.
Joel Gertner.
Yes, perfect choice. Joel Gertner as Frasier Crane. That would be. I think that would be fantastic. I love that choice. Let me see. We'll have time for one more question here. Okay, Charlie Para Del Rio from. Yes. I probably butchered his name. I apologize. He's from Chris Jericho's band Quarantine. They are a. Nice. They're a big time. They're like a super group. Let me see who's in this group. Holy shit! Chris Jericho, PJ Farley.
He's an amazing guitar player.
Yeah, Joe McGinnis and Kent. I don't know how to say that last name. I'm not even going to try. But he's part of that group as well. But he asked, hey, Meanie, if you could choose two opponents, one legend and one current generation to have a feud with, who would those two be and why?
Well, previous would have to be my go-to answer is beautiful Bobby Eaton for the legend. I want to take one of his punches, man. Yeah, really? I wish I could have taken one of his punches. One of my big regrets is like, I'm starting to meet people now, and I'll just randomly go, hey, let's lock up. So we'll just randomly lock up. Be like, all right, I locked up with him. Bucket list complete.
That's great.
I wish I could have locked up with Bobby, and I wish I could have took one of his punches, because God knows I copied it in high school. Just throwing working punches in the hallway, and my friends would sell, and everybody would be like, oh my God, is there a real fight going on here? Current day. Oh my God, so much good talent. And you want to give an answer that where other people go, why didn't you say me? Oh my God, and there's been a theme on the show where I want to work with Orange Cassidy.
Oh man,
we could do Orange versus Blue.
Good, and it's like just do like the real easy.
Yeah,
like super low.
Yeah, dude. When Sting did the beat his chest,
dude, popped, fucking laughed so hard, man. This was the best shit of the year.
So good. Sting's the best, man. Sting's the fucking best.
Like, I love the fact that he just like acknowledged that that's what Orange Cassidy's thing was, but then also like went along with it, like put him over big time. Yeah. Like that was fucking great. That was just like
Sting gets it.
So good, dude. So
also, I don't want to ignore little Jimmy in the chat room, but he asked, what's Meanie's favorite holiday drink of choice?
Yeah, let me go back through here. I'll get some from the Pod Squad here too.
Yeah, back in the day, like around Christmas time, my big I was a big fan of Kahlua and cream back in the day.
Ooh, fancy. You fancy,
but
huh?
pinky up. Dude, my Aunt Judy used to drink the whole time. And I was like, what is that? I was just enamored by the color of it. It's like a light brown with the cream and it's Kahlua and cream. And then I drank it. I was like, that is a tasty drink. And that was basically my entry point into my alcoholism. Not alcoholism. No, I shouldn't say that. That sounds like I'm making light of a disease, which is no joking matter. But that was my entry point of my consumption. When I became look, I drank before I was 21. Kayfabe. But, I kayfabed, grandma about that, go over to my buddy Justin's house, sit in the garage and just listen to metal and drink beer all night that his stepfather brought us. But when I was legal, wink, wink, to drink, my grandma went out and bought me some Kahlua, and I would just, sit in my room and, this is like, you sit in your room and you just drink Kahlua. But nowadays, it's just, I'm a big fan of this whiskey it's called Quiet Man.
Interesting. Okay.
It's from, I found it. Mrs. Meanie and I went to England for the Eagles-Jaguars game at Wembley, and we had a layover on the way back in Ireland. And you have the duty-free shop, so I was like, let's go get some booze.
Did you say duty? Did you say duty? Sorry, go ahead.
I dropped a couple during this podcast. I
heard, I was going to say something earlier when I heard it. I was like, that was fucking audible, dude. I knew you farted, but I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah, it's like when your toddler's taking a shit and he's just like, no, I'm not taking a shit.
Just his face is beat red, dude. My favorite thing to do, and I don't mean to cut you off, but my favorite thing to do with the kids is I'll just like let one go. Like, when you eat something and they're just like really bad, like you just have the ones that are like, that is toxic. Like that, I think that might be like nuclear level. I'll let them go by my kids, and I'll just be like, hey, buddy, like James, come here, give me a hug. And he give me a hug, and he just catches like, Jesus Christ, Dad. I'm like, I can't.
Oh my God,
I can't do it right now because I can't do it to Courtney because she's pregnant right now. She was, she'll puke all over the place. But yeah, the kids, man, you guys are living in the Wild West right now with your dad. So
I posted a video over Thanksgiving or something like that. I farted next to my not my niece, but my niece's daughter. I want to say great niece, but it's probably grand niece.
I think it's your grandniece or your second cousin.
Something like that. Yeah. But I did the video. I just started recording. I started blaming her for farting. She's like, no. She grabs my face. She goes, stop lying. But, dude, little Jimmy in the chat room asked, do you like eggnog? Do I like eggnog?
Who doesn't?
But my eggnog farts are the fucking worst. It's like, I smell blood. What is that?
What the hell is that smell? That's a unique mystery substance number 2 in Meanie's Underpants. I would like to know where the eggnog is right now because they fucking took it off the shelves at Wawa. And I went to go get some. Yeah, I went to go get some on Christmas Eve. And I couldn't find it anywhere. And then I went the day after Christmas, and none of the Wawas, there's like 800 Wawas. I could throw a rock, and I could hit 3 Wawas as it's skipping, None of them had it. I was like, what the fuck? Christmas just ended, guys, and you had to pull the stock already. So I was not pleased by this. So if anybody can find and locate some Wawa, or locate some eggnog, rather, in the general greater Philadelphia area, I would oblige and pay for it. But... you can imagine how posh I felt the other day as I motherfucked the guy who took the last of the holiday blend. Oh man, that's my favorite coffee, dude.
Yeah,
that's my
son of a bitch. And I was just like, man, I sound a little too fancy here.
That is my shit, dude. I had my brother Matt used to work at one of the Wawas down in Dover, Delaware, and he bought me 3 bags of the holiday blend. And I literally use them all year long. But now if I can't find, I'm going to go look today, hopefully, if I get a chance to leave my house. I'm going to go try to get some bags of that and, store it and just basically hoard it. If I find any, Meanie, I'll send some your way. One final question, and then we'll get out of here. We got to wrap up. Schlichter wanted to know your thoughts on the Toni Storm situation. Toni Storm was released very abruptly last night from the WWE. Reports are indicating that she asked for her release. She was just in a title match, I guess 2 days ago now, with Charlotte Flair at one of the live shows. This came as a really big shock to a lot of folks. And I think Schlichter, and I guess, me too, I'd be curious to know what we sort of touched on the releases and things that happened earlier, but what's your take on Toni Storm's release?
Yeah, this is just really new to me because, there's, people I follow, they're like, 2022 is going to be Toni Storm's year in WWE. And then It's like that South Park meme, and it's gone.
Yep.
You know,
yeah.
it's just there's more. There's got to be more to this story.
For sure.
Just to be on, in the title match a couple days ago, ask for your release, get it, and then dip into your pocket and pay for your own flight home. That's who's the kid who used to be the SmackDown GM that he flew himself home from a European tour. Something happened, somebody fucked with him overseas, and he's like, you know what?
Yeah. What's his name? He's
like, fuck it, I quit. I go home. I want to go home. And he went into his own pocket and quit. Yeah, there's got to be something. There's got to be something. And I'm sure, inside baseball, we're recording on a Thursday. This is Monday. So by the time this comes out, we're probably going to sound real stupid because all the more details will have come out by then. But I'm saying this on a Thursday before it comes out on a Monday. I think we'll find out in the next couple of days something drastic had to happen for her to just go, you know what? I'm done. I want my release. I'm gone. And for them to go, okay.
Right. Just to grant it to her.
Yeah.
Something must have happened. Because that's the kind of shit that I don't understand, right? Like, I think that's the confusing part for me about, even with Bray Wyatt. Like, here you have a guy who is their top merchandise seller. I think second only to the NWO. And
he was becoming the new Undertaker.
Yeah. I mean, he was literally like taking off. I mean, this guy was at like white hot. He's not even red hot. He's white hot. Everything the guy does is I mean, good, bad, or indifferent. Everyone's paying attention to what Bray Wyatt is doing. And then all of a sudden he gets released. And it's like, what the hell happened? Like, how do you let a talent like this go? So my first thought is something must have happened, right? Yeah. And that's what we talked about before. I know there was a lot of like discourse about his mental health. There was a lot of discourse about mental health in general, or just his personal life and things.
He was still taking the Brody Lee passing pretty harsh,
right? Which
is understandable because Brody Lee is still beloved by so many.
Yeah,
it just watching AEW last night and the Brody Lee signs that were there. His anniversary just passing of his horrific passing. Yeah. But. Yeah, I think Bray was, still reeling from that, and sometimes you just gotta say fuck it. I gotta take a break. I gotta take some me time, which seems to be the case because he hasn't gone anywhere else to wrestle.
No,
he
could have easily gone to AEW. I'm sure Tony would have opened up that checkbook unbelievably fast to bring Bray Wyatt in.
And that goes back to my theory that Vince is letting people go just to drive up. AEW's, overhead, bringing in all this talent,
I don't think that Bray Wyatt is done with WWE. I foresee him being back at some point, and I also foresee Braun Strowman being back. I'm probably talking at a turn, but I always feel like, because superstar Billy Graham just re-signed his Legends deal with WWE, right? That was a new story that just
really?
Yeah, that was something that just happened the other day. So
that in the world where nothing shocks me, that shocks me.
Expect the unexpected, pal.
Because like Jimmy Graham, superstar Billy Graham, has always been that guy who's like hot or cold with WWE.
Yeah,
he likes them, he hates them. He likes them, he hates them. He sold his fucking Hall of Fame ring because Vince said he doesn't know if there's going to be a physical building.
Yeah.
Why would you sell your ring over that? It's just, I love Billy Graham, but sometimes he does things that makes me go, what?
Yeah.
But now that you said he's re-signed his Legends deal, geez.
Yeah, he re-signed it says a 5-year nostalgia contract with the WWE. It's from a Fightful report that's out here.
Can I get one of those?
Yeah. Hey, listen, let's petition the courts, guys. Let's get Blue Meanie a nostalgia deal. Let's get him a Legends contract. I want to see a Mattel Elite Blue Meanie complete with shorts with nuts that fall out. God damn it. That's what I want to see. And friends, thank you so much for joining us on this very first ride of mine as the new co-pilot, permanent co-pilot to the mind of the Meanie. A little housekeeping here. I know Meanie and I talked about this a little bit in our our Pod Squad discussions and things, and we have a lot of ideas we were going to have that we're going to get started on. But with the way things in the world are going, and the constant changing with the coronavirus and everything else, and that's happening in the world, we're gonna kind of pump the brakes a little bit. And we're gonna give you guys the best content that we can to deliver to you virtually. We're gonna continue to do a lot of merch things, and maybe we'll do have Meanie do some signings or something virtually. We'll come up with a lot of really great ideas in order to incorporate and get you guys involved, not just the Pod Squad, anybody that's listening to the show. But I think right now, Meanie and I agreed that it's really important to make sure that we're keeping ourselves safe, our family safe, and all of you safe. So right now, anything that we had kind of talked about, we're going to pump the brakes on just for now until we kind of, till we kind of get everything figured out.
It's this was a dream Josh and I had, where we could just do a live show or piggyback, if there was a StarCast and we could do a live show, or if there's a wrestling convention, we could do a live show. But and it's something I still want to do for our Pod Squad. Our folks over there on the Patreon. But it's just we went to an event a couple weeks ago and we both came out of it kind of sick. It's just man, I want to get together with our Pod Squad and have a big party and be able to look people in the eye, shake their hands, give them a hug. But at this point, it's just I want to, stay on the side of safety, and be safe. Hopefully, the world heals itself. I think hopefully things get back to somewhat normal, a new normal, to where we can actually gather and be together. But I mean, we were having this discussion. I was like, I don't want to sound like we're reneging on a deal, but just for the safety of ourselves and the Pod Squad, who we love dearly. You guys support us each and every week.
Yeah,
we're nothing without the Pod Squad. So, in order for us to keep a Pod Squad, we need the Pod Squad to be healthy and safe and secure. So,
yep,
we're doing that with everybody's safety in mind.
And like I said, we're going to have a lot of really cool shit that we're going to put together in 2022 for you. And as long as we can safely do it and we can gather together safely in a way that's going to be awesome for everybody, that's what we're going to do. So just keep it tuned. And don't forget, guys, if you're listening to the show and you're not a patron on our Patreon, go to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. There's all different types of levels you can get in right now. You can get a bunch of stuff early. You get this link. You get to watch us live. You get to see our beautiful faces on the camera while we're recording the show. And again, a lot of cool content that we're going to have coming there. Meanie, go ahead and throw your socials at them so we can get each other out of here for the day.
If you want to follow the Blue Meanie, if you don't already, shame on you. But you can go to all platforms at Blue Meanie BWO, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. If you want to support the Blue Meanie, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Blue Meanie, where I just put up the great Incredible Blue shirt, where it's myself as the Incredible Hulk. It says, you won't like me when I'm blue. Done by so I got so many great artists to help me. Bill Wood came up with this t-shirt design. So go over to prowrestlingtees.com/Blue Meanie. If you want to help a charity we're working with, go to madcatbeardcare.com and get yourself some blue spruce over there. They're doing great things. All that money, I don't take a dime from those sales. Those money goes to help take care of feral cats. You get them to the get them sprayed and neutered and taken care of. Like Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys, got to take care of the kitties. So go to madcatbeardcare.com, get some blue spruce. You can find me on Cameo. Go to cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO, which I just did like 3 of them before we start recording today. Get them for anything, birthday wishes, get wells, anniversaries, whatever. Go to cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO.
And if you'd like to follow me, you can go ahead and check me out. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at ThisIsGoober. You can also pick up a shirt for Foundation Radio. You can follow me on Twitter for my second program at FND Radio Pod. You can also pick up a T-shirt at ProWrestlingTees.com/Foundation Radio. We're going to have another fun episode of Sam Watches Bad Wrestling Poorly, the executive voice of Foundation Radio, and I guess the executive voice of the Mind of the Meanie, Sam Krebs, is not a wrestling guy. He is not a wrestling fan, and I force him to watch the worst matches that have ever existed that we can find on Peacock. So if you have any bad matches, Pod Squad, that you want Sam Krebs to watch, throw them my way, and I'll make Sam suffer for an hour while we sit through it. But go ahead and check it out. You can go ahead and subscribe to that show, Foundation Radio, wherever you find your favorite podcasts, along with Mind of the Meanie. Meanie, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for allowing me to captain this ship. And I look forward to coming back next week, everybody. So for the Blue Meanie, I am Adam Barnard, and we are out of time. We will see you again next Monday right here, same time, same blue channel, on Mind of the Meanie.
Blue World Order.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie was recorded and produced by Adam Barnard and was engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional production and narration provided by Sam Krebs. Our executive producers are Josh Chernoff, Adam Barnard, and the Blue Meanie. Our opening theme is performed by the Swamp Candles. Our closing theme is performed by Chikara. The show contains original music produced by Enrichment. Get additional bonus content by becoming our patron on Patreon at patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Mind of the Meanie. This has been a Butts Carlton media production in conjunction with the MLW Radio Network. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order.
Dad, why is Blue Meanie's brain out?
The world of MLW Radio never stops.